Welcome, y'all. I'm Deeg. This is Basement Side Weekly, your weekly discussion show about games and gamers. This week, we're going to follow up last week's discussion about the outfit wars of PlanetSide 2 and the controversy that has emerged with teams colluding to steal wins from favored teams. So, to catch everyone up, Outfit Wars, as with all things in PlanetSide, is a 1 versus 1 versus 1 competitive format. You get set 3 teams loose on a continent, with bases laid out in a loose triangle formation, and the team who captures the most territory and accrues the most points because of that territory wins. One of the main criticisms about this format from day one has been 1v1v1 is not competitive. It's not rigorous. It's not anything like an esport. It's not what people are used to seeing from their online games where they shoot at each other, which is fair. And we've seen dubious feeling tactics emerge from folks who felt like they had no clear way to winning just by bringing their guns and shooting better. I talked a lot about that last week. I'm not going to revisit everything, but there's been developments from last week, responses to the responses by the community from the controversy, and we're going to go through those. First off, let's have a look at the response from the developer, Rogue Planet Games, and the title of the show, Unspoken Code of Conduct. During last week's Outfit Wars matchups, there was a particular upset on the Connery server that caught the attention of the broader community. 2 outfits had put in place a ceasefire agreement in order to deal with the third contender. This behavior consisted of helping to attack and defend capture points as a combined team, effectively resulting in a 2v1 situation with no fear of reprisal. I wanted to take a moment to clarify our stance on this, I being Rel, of course. While there's certain to be amount of focused fire and intense alliances expected in 1v1v1, indeed that can be part of what makes it so exciting, we also expect each faction to be playing to win. We also expect each faction to be playing to win. This is the idea of playing to win, is it something that's really being discussed a lot. Hey, what's up, Rug Cutter? How's it doing? How's it going, man? It goes contrary to the spirit of tournament format and the game in general when teams outright refuse to fight one another. When taken to extremes in live circumstances, these sorts of situations would be considered griefing by our code of conduct. There is certainly a degree of leniency in the Sandbox, but entering an organized format with rewards means that these rules need to be taken seriously to ensure the integrity of the event. In the future, we will be heavily punishing behaviors that go against the spirit of the event. Punitive measures include, but are not limited to, penalties to placement or scoring values in the current outfit war, disqualification of the outfit or its members in the active season with no rewards, the inability to enlist in future outfit wars, we're escalating here, suspensions or banning the accounts of outfit leaders or its members, which includes from the main game, or disbanding of an outfit. Wow. Okay. Them's big threats. It should come as no surprise that there are some players and outfits intentionally willing to ruin the event for others, and the severity of our punishment will align with the severity of the infractions and the history of those inciting them. Ultimately, we want this event to be fun for players, audience, casters, and the community as a whole, and the support of the players is required to make sure that happens. You hope this gets everyone on the same page. Right. Okay. So, last week, one of the things that was called out, that I discussed, was how Outfit Wars is a bit of a Rorschach. Everyone seems to be projecting their own idea of what Outfit Wars should be onto Outfit Wars because it's so vague, because It's a child of PlanetSide, which is itself a big, vague sandbox. Not vague in terms of the resolution of what can happen, but vague in terms of how you're motivated to proceed. That's what's beautiful about a sandbox in general, is it doesn't present you with a linear path to achieve it, to achieving recognition, to achieving endgame, to achieving some kind of reward or gear or whatever. It's up to you to define what you want to get out of it and go get it. Outfit Wars is an exception to that, and it needs clarification about how players are expected to engage with it. I don't know if Rel heard me, but this is definitely speaking to it. And he's putting himself in a position to have his bluff called, which I'm a little worried about. Because I don't think this is the last 2v1 we'll see, and indeed, there may have been more 2v1 since then. Time for some honesty. I have not watched any Outfit Wars matches since last weekend. And I'll be honest, I have not done so primarily because I don't think it's interesting to watch. Which is something I'm sad to admit. Illander, bluff's already being called on SolTech. Do you have any details? I would love to see that. How's it going, man? If you say that you expect something to happen and you threaten potentially heavy punishments, and then people flaunt it in your face, you're putting yourself in a position to get into a potentially negative back and forth with the community. Okay, let's look at this link from Illander. PlanetSide 2, SolTech Outfit, Worst Team Complication. Okay. So, this is great. This is great. We're going to come back to this. This is great. Thank you, Illander. A lot of this stuff I'm consuming for the first time today. I have not had a lot of time to stay abreast on what's been going on in the last week. But this is clearly still developing. So, okay. Rel and RPG put themselves in a position to have their bluff called. Let's talk about what happens when that bluff gets called. When someone... Okay, so first off, there's a problem of presentation here, which I think is pretty simple to understand. This is on a PlanetSide news site. This is not in the game. This is not part of the outfit sign-up workflow. And unless you're following PlanetSide through social media, there's no reason you would even see this. And which is ironic because I haven't played in Outfit Wars this year. I've seen this because my only connection to the game right now is through social media. By the way, something I'm hoping to solve in the near term. If you know any Emerald or Connery outfits that are looking to recruit a washed-up light assault that's West Coast friendly in terms of play times, let me know. But in the meantime, I think we can still add a lot of value to what's going on here. So putting yourself in a position to have your bluff called sets you up for potentially more animosity. How? How does this happen? Because when an outfit or multiple outfits come out and collude and they violate these rules, they have now, where a precedent has been set, there needs to be a response. What will the response be? A very broad brush has been painted by these expectations, this unspoken code of conduct. Anything from losing points in the outfit war to having your outfit disbanded and your leader banned from the game. In a way, it's so broad that it's almost not meaningful enough to understand what the actual stakes are. I think a lot of people wouldn't feel bad about losing points if they got to troll someone. They wouldn't feel potentially bad about having their outfit banned from Outfit Wars, because I think there are a lot of people who are foolishly believing that what they see now with the game format is all it'll ever be. But I digress. When this was posted, I did retweet it on my Twitter, saying that it was good to see a stance taken. And this is true. Let me just find what I wrote, because I'm sure I won't be able to say it any better than I did at the time. When would this have been? Outfit Wars. Here it is. Boom, love it. Debate the merit of the format all you want, but communication groundwork like this is essential to the health of not just Outfit Wars, but any future non-sandbox planet-side interaction. Any future non-sandbox planet-side interaction. So I know that it's like easy to hate on the developer and think that things are never going to happen. I think we once thought that something like Outfit Wars or Bastions were impossible. The thing I'm sitting down and asking myself is like, what's next? Because Outfit Wars will eventually be polished and it will be whatever it's going to be going forward, and there'll be new things coming out. I'm thinking about the future, because there was a time where my understanding of PlanetSide is that it was only the sandbox. PlanetSide could only ever be a sandbox. And Outfit Wars let us know that it could be something else. So look to the things that the community has made. Look at the PlanetSide Infantry League. Look at the Lane Smash. Look at all these things that happen and ask yourself, could this be something that the developers will eventually do down the line? If you get yourself banned from Outfit Wars, you might be banned from anything in the future. That's this kind of non-sandbox competitive heads-up thing. And if they fix Outfit Wars to make it 1v1 or something like that that the community seems to favor, I'm just saying, when you take the piss, just be aware of what's at stake. Illander says the Outfit Wars is the structure that the skills you learn in the sandbox can be applied to. Yeah. Yeah, and actually there's a broader question here of, to my mind, of what should non-sandbox PlanetSide actually be? And Outfit Wars is just taking the sandbox and shrinking it down. It's making it scheduled, making it even teams, and making it somewhere where there's a symmetry in terms of base layout to cut down on some of the noise of sandbox interactions. But what the community is showing us is that there's still a tremendous amount of noise in just having a third team. Tremendous amount of noise. And we're going to look through a few more things now that are going to kind of detail that. Okay. Let's look at some reactions to the Unspoken Code of Conduct on Reddit. This is going to be old news to some of y'all. Can we make this big enough to be readable on the stream? That's sort of okay. Tian Bink says, I think this does a poor job of representing the full breadth of what these two efforts did. Our team, with the consent of Pigs, put extra members into Pigs for this match specifically, and Pigs played specifically to let our 18 win. This was match fixing, plain and simple. I think the more people would understand the seriousness of what they did and the dangers it presents the integrity of the format if it was presented as so. Yeah. So there are second and third order effects to these kinds of things when they emerge. If the community decides to take the piss with a game mode like this, the result is everyone who engages with the game mode, who wants to take it seriously, has less of an ability to do so. And it also affects people who are actually watching the game, either from the outside or from the sidelines, former players, potential new players, things like that. And it tells people that PlanetSide is not a game to be taken seriously. It's just a game to meme on people with. When you do that, it's like a set of dominoes that fall over. And if PlanetSide is not a game or something like this that's kind of serious can happen, the likelihood of any kind of future instance mode of PlanetSide that actually rigorously tests skill to ever emerge gets reduced. I don't know if people are aware that if you degrade outfit, I think, I don't know how it works inside of RPG exactly, but my suspicion is that if the community fails outfit wars, then what's more likely to happen is the studio will become more conservative and refocus on the sandbox rather than trying to make something that is a replacement to outfit wars. This is the way game studios work because video games are hard to make, and making a big new feature is a risk. Especially when you take a risk and it doesn't work out, risk aversion is what results. And RPG is answering to a new publisher and we don't know yet the nature of that relationship. So, your actions, none of them, not even the words I'm spouting here, take place in a vacuum. Any other comments here I want to read? Okay, let's look at this. This is a good interaction. Ari says, this misses the point of why it was done. In fact, it hits a completely different point. The 2v1 happened because the same teams are put up against an outfit using ringers from Emerald. Recursion absolutely stomped both of them in the first round while they were still focusing Recursion. What do you do when you can't beat a group you're already focusing? You take it a step further. You can't blame either team. You can't blame either team for being in such a shit situation and working with what they were given. The only difference between round 1 and 2 is Pigs helped R18 capture a point in round 2. Other than the matches were identical, yet only round 2 is the issue. Pigs' numbers were bolstered by a few different outfits, some of which were members of R18 from Miller, not R18 from Connery. DBG needs to fix the issue of ringers. You have 3 factions fighting. You aren't going to stop double teaming or collusion. It's so easy to double team without making it obvious. We're just focusing the bigger threat. What are you going to ban people for that? In Outfit Wars, people ignore one faction lattice line all the time to focus the bigger threat. And because the lattice line's being ignored, the other team isn't going to push it because they don't want to start a fight on another front. Is that collusion too? The slippery line between mutual self-interest and collusion. It's interesting because I think right up until well, there was a point in the Pigs Recursion R18 match where it could have been just people acting in their own interest. There was a point. And then there was a point where it was obvious that there was some kind of deliberate collusion being made. Chuck Baller's stream is one of those moments where you got to hear Tiger barking out what's going on. And then the actual interview between Archie, Cyrious, and Lord Tiger, where he said that hacking Recursion deserved it. And he would 100% do it again. In fact, he valued his loss to Collusion over his win last year from double teaming. And there's something so deliciously degenerate about a hate that's so strong that you will sacrifice something you value to rob someone of something they value. Gambling Saber responds to Ari, saying, while I agree that matchmaking in this particular match was absolutely borked, it's no way justification for what happened. When you get matched against an opponent you can't beat, you lose. And then you ask the people responsible for the matchmaking what they were smoking. I understand the disappointment, but no reason to cheat in this blatant disregard for everything what's fair and good. Ari, I understand where you're coming from, but why do you not consider politics part of Outfit Wars? It's part of PlanetSide, so why not Outfit Wars? This is a great devil's advocate question to ask, even if I generally don't think the rest of his argument's very good. Outfits team up and fight all the time. There's politics, drama, and coordination constantly. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's constantly thrown around between outfit leaders that are friendly with each other. My point is, policing that isn't only impossible, it ignores a genuine part of the live server gameplay, which Rel himself said Outfit Wars is supposed to imitate. On the bright side, recursion didn't get knocked out. Pigs were going to get knocked out. This just stopped our 18 from getting knocked out unfairly. The matchmaking was borked beyond recognition of any matchmaking system at all. If you didn't know any better, you'd think the values were literally hard-coded and the intern forgot to change the matchup. Reading at the devs would be fine if it was a true alpha, but when you're offering rewards that are presumably one time only, this isn't an alpha. Your shit needs work. Illander says these issues are raised by the vague rule set and marketing for this game mode. Players are bringing their own interpretation to it based on how they behave on live. Yeah. Again, the Rorschach effect. What you see says more about who you are than what the thing is, I think. Which is what makes this so fascinating to me. And it makes it such an unending source of discussion. Lex says the players in this game only know how to play one way. What way is that, Lex? Nanoweave? Just trolling. Three-way win at all costs. Yeah, there are a lot of questions we can poke at here, but I'd like two things that Ari said from a devil's advocate perspective. Why do you not consider politics part of Outfit Wars? It's part of PlanetSide. Why not Outfit Wars? I think we need a really good explanation as to why this shouldn't be part of Outfit Wars from the top down. If Outfit Wars 1v1v1 is going to continue to be a thing. Like, we really need a good reason. And we really need a good justification for knowing what is bad and what is expedient. Like, it feels like a finer gradient than anyone would prefer it to be. And here's another thing he said that's worthwhile. Reading at the devs would be fine if it was a true alpha, but when you're offering rewards that are presumably one time only is not an alpha. Your shit needs to work. Yeah, calling it an alpha doesn't make it an alpha. I think that's fair. Lex says development didn't factor in 8 years of history into their designs. Pretty obvious. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what the design table discussion looked like for the Outfit Wars. One of the things I speculated about is whether Outfit Wars was the competitive format that could get approved. I'm not sure. We don't know a lot about how those decisions are made. But I think that this is really showcasing just how hard it is to boil down PlanetSide. And maybe PlanetSide, the sandbox, isn't something that should be boiled down. I don't know, man. Hothorn says the better player should win. That's how competition should work. Marked controversial. Yeah. Better at what, though? I mean, technically, the space RA team was better better at cooperation to win politically. What skills should be rewarded for participating in this? The great thing about PlanetSide is that so many skills are valuable in the sandbox. But competitions lose their rigor and their value when the skills that go into succeeding are so vague and so hard to pin down. It's a competitive format that thought they could sell to a large section of the community. Yeah. Yeah, I think, Illander, that you might be right. And that the thing that calls to my mind is the idea that if you try to please everyone, you risk pleasing no one. And this is this is one of the things that I've really felt strongly about the various virtual world games I've played in the last few years, who need to be big, need to cast a big net to get a lot of microtransactions or whatever it is. And how so much of the content and the way it's presented and how it's tuned is done in such a way to prevent, not to engage a specific player, but to prevent alienating any player. And that's no way to create But the problem is, a game is a business. A game is a business, and businesses are intrinsically risk averse. The beautiful thing about game dev is you have creation that has to cooperate with its chaos, the chaos of creation, with the order of business, and they have to support each other. And it's so easy for them to fight each other. Lex says, Rel cares about the specter of your game is dead. Internal data says the outfits increase player retention increases player count, increased player count means Rel can say game not dead lol for another year. That's what outfit was, yeah. Well, Rel has been very, I think, plain spoken about his goal of to increase the overall player count of PlanetSide. He wants to bring in more people. And I think that's an easy goal for him to sell because more people will result in more engagement, more social media, like more. If you can actually bring in more people to your game, it actually has a huge multiplicative benefit in terms of they will bring in more money intrinsically. They'll improve the quality of fights in the game, which will make it more fun for your loyal base. Excuse me. Tasting that chicken sandwich. And bringing in more people to make better fights makes creators more engaged. More engaged creators means you attract more people, or more likely to. It's one of these things that has a potential to actually create a positive snowball. You look at games that have been massively successful, like Escape from Tarkov, and that's what's going on there. Like, they have a multiplicative effect. It's a shame you have to resort to marketing gimmicks to draw people into your game instead of making a better game. I don't know if I'd boil it down that way, Lex. But I agree. I agree that marketing gimmicks are always a shame. And I always think it's a shame when people try to draw people to their content using giveaways, that kind of thing. I'm pretty giveaway averse for that reason. It would be super easy for me to put up giveaways whenever I sit down to do a stream and get a bunch of people in here who just wanted it. What else? Yeah, I'm not sure where else I want to go with that idea, but I agree with you in principle, although I'm not sure that I agree the principle applies precisely here. Illander says it's working in a sense. You know, your outfit's seen a massive uptick in activities. Friends and returning members come back to the game and then stick around because we have something to work towards as a group. Yeah. So here's another reality that I've been perceiving and that I've been checking in on is people actually like playing Outfit Wars. Like, there is actually something good about the format. It's not the spectatability. It's not its rigor as a competitive format. It's the fact that it's just fun to play. Because the PlanetSide Sandbox is fun to play. And if you take the PlanetSide Sandbox, even it out in terms of player counts, even it out in terms of map symmetry, then yeah, there's like a different kind of take on the sandbox that has value in itself. But the trick is all the things that surround it to make it possible. Ellender, I think I have that exact same link on my link list here. Let me have a look. Yeah, I do. I do have that on my link list. So I do plan to go over that. Actually, let's look at that. Let's dovetail into it. Let's ADHD it up. Let's not be negative Nancy here. I'm just going to click on your link. Here we go. Cylinder, good explanation of why it's fun. Nice. Lex, it's not a surprise people that like the gameplay like what Outfit Wars gives. Yeah. People like PlanetSide. I like PlanetSide. I'm going to read this post. This is from Opshax. Oh, Opshax. Yeah, of course I know that guy. He thinks he understands Outfit Wars now. After playing in 10 matches, I think I know why playing in these matches are enjoyable. They give me the feeling I had in summer 2015, when every primetime alert was peak gameplay. Factions had plenty of midfits and Zerg fits. all of whom were playing to win. Rivalries rose between outfits on the same faction and other factions. I could play every day for hours without problem. It was a time to play Planetside. It was a time when I fell in love with this stupid fucking sandbox game. Outfit Wars gives me that same feeling as I play the matches. Although double team complaints are more common in the construction gameplay in these matches reminds me of why I think construction needs to be removed. It's pure cancer and it's not redeemable, especially because hard spawns are the reason why the game works. Okay. That's a little embedded barb in this. I don't have any comment on construction whatsoever. Continuing, I think there's something there with Outfit Wars, but I still wish the magic of summer 2015 could return once more. Signed, Professional Lego Ringer. It's not a surprise people like gameplay. Pigs Like Mud, more at 6 p.m., Greg. Back to you. Pigs Like Mud. This just in. Upshax likes Outfit Wars because it's like Primetime 2015. Any good comments? Some construction stuff. Akashige says, to put it simply, it's just the thrill of having something to play for again. The old alert meta and server smash mattered not because of rewards, but simply for bragging rights. You wanted to test yourself against organized opposition, and you desperately wanted to win to prove your faction or server was the best. It's far from perfect at the moment, but it gives me a reason to log in outside of ops. And the nerves I get before a match, the intensity of those 30 minutes, or however long, it's unlike anything I can experience on live. I love the day after a match when everyone's discussing what happened on their server, reviewing casts and footage. Yeah, this is what we want from Outfit Wars, right? If you can make yourself care about it, this is what can happen. If you degrade the format and take it out its legs from underneath it, then this goes away. I'm just going to highlight this. It's the thrill of having something to play for again. This is exactly what you were saying, Illander. Oh, you're Akashige? No wonder it sounds like you, because it is you. That's funny. Makes sense. Okay. So if Outfit Wars is fun, but how do we actually make it go from alpha to beta to production? I mean, clearly all the matchmaking needs fixing. Like, there needs to be a way for outfits to withdraw without causing people to have no-show matches. Like, I don't know. Here's what I'm observing from my outsider perspective, right? So you have a few things working against Outfit Wars. Number one is the player count. 48 players. That's a lot. And we're seeing right now how various outfits are responding to the need to have 48 players. Some outfits actually already have a lot of people and they're just trying to find people who are interested. Some outfits are combining with others who have like minds and creating faux alliances using the outfit system. And they're good cases of why alliances is a way to soften the issue with the need for those 48 players. And then we're also seeing situations like where people are no-shows or they don't think they can win. 48 players is just a lot. And it has other problems too. When you have 150 players in the battlefield, it's not a good casting experience. The soul of esports presentation is player stories. And this is why a lot of competitive games now either are focused on single players or small teams of players working together. And actually, I find myself when I do want to watch some Outfit Wars, I don't usually watch the casts except for the highlights. I try to tune into people who are actually playing and streaming it because you get to hear the comms. You see what's actually going on. I feel like I almost get a better idea of what the actual story of the match is by watching the people playing than by watching the spectator. Afterwards, on the spectator POV, you get the interviews, which is great. It helps put a story to it, but I think with Outfit Wars, we need to think about either steering it towards having more player stories or not being as esportsy. I don't know what that looks like. Can Outfit Wars be the Battlegrounds type thing where you like queue into it? I mean, that implies layers and layers of technology that I'm sure would be prohibitive to implement. But I mean, as long as we're speculating, why the hell not? Okay, what else? Unless Outfit Wars is unambiguously desirable, then asking people to change their live outfits can be rough. We have a situation now where outfits are serving two purposes, right? There's the old purpose where an outfit is just like an arbitrary collection of players playing in a sandbox. And it's up to the player to decide what the outfit means. And now, where we have these outfit wars, and some people just want to frag out with their bros on like a Thursday night. They want to do ops. And it doesn't make sense to have an outfit serve both those masters. Can we solve that with alliances? Maybe. Maybe. I'm hoping that one of these links that I have here will talk a little bit about the ringer problem, because I'm not understanding the ringer problem very well. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next link, I think. I thought I had more to say about that topic, but apparently I don't. Cyrious did a great video this week. He did a really great video, and it's 24 minutes long. I'm debating whether we want to watch it, react to it together. I think we're going to do it. We're high effort, boys. Let's go.
Don't really care about that today. Hello, fellow Rexians. My name is Commander Cyrious, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. Solo infiltrator behind enemy lines, defeats 5 bad guys. You know the drill on these intros, but we don't really care about that today.
I do like it when Cyrious gets to the point.
Right now, we are in the middle of Outfit Wars. In fact, the qualifier period has ended. The playoffs start today, if you are watching when this video comes out. And there is a serious drama llama in the room that I want to talk about. Very specifically, what is the difference between collusion and double teaming? And are they wrong, or are they just a natural part of the game?
Good question to ask, Cyrious.
Let's dive in.
By the way, one thing the Cyrious did last week that I'm not going to show here is like a multi-hour conversation he had with Afflick and Shockter, which is hella good. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Talking a lot about the Connery culture. And there's some of that here too.
So guys, here's where it all began. By the way, I'm out there casting Outfit Wars every weekend. Sorry that my weeknight streams are kind of off right now. They will pick back up after Outfit Wars.
12-hour
marathon stream here.
Christ. Can't even sleep for 12 hours.
Right on, Sulfur. Okay, this is a little bit blatant here, NC. Fail Tiger.
So this is the immersion of the unambiguous collusion between R18, Space Pigs.
I can understand if you like. This is just straight up like TR and NC. I mean, are in the same Discord? I don't know there, you know.
I love that asset in the center of the donut.
About how R18
it almost saves how boring the donut is.
Sort of expected. Recursion was the more powerful outfit. You expect them to get focused more. But it went well beyond regular strategy. We saw
the relic.
Pigs just giving up bases freely to R18 without challenging. And then it culminated.
How are audio levels, by the way?
Pigs literally walked in and just fought alongside NC. So I said, what the hell? I'll ask him about it after the match. Rasp. Right on. Yep. It seemed like... Can I just go right at it, Archie?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I saw our Lord Tiger running around among the gold boys pretty freely. Was this just, did it develop mid-match? Was this pre-match? How did that all work?
I did a big call out to a bunch of different outfits. We have a sister outfit on Miller.
called them out and said, hey, you guys want to play in Outfit Wars if you're not getting
Thanks,
shot?
Walter.
Go, come on, get your loyalty rank 3 up, go join Pigs, and go join those guys and fight with us.
Okay, so Pigs was really an extension of R18. Like it.
Well, we have mad props to them. Let's be real here. Without Pigs helping us, we wouldn't have won. That's how good Recursion is.
For sure.
Yeah, so that was the strategy. We had to focus Recursion 100%, and Pigs had to do that as well. We were concerned because they still didn't have a full platoon, but they managed, I think it was close to 3 squads. So it's still a decent turnout.
Right, and I know Pigs, and there's history there. Obviously, Pale Tiger hates Recursion, so I wasn't surprised to see him just beelining Recursion. Right? But I was surprised once everyone was intermingling. So some of the you guys got 48 in R18, and then anyone else that couldn't make it went and put a BR3 in Pigs. Is that kind of?
Yeah, we told them earlier in the week, Pigs can't do enough, get enough players. So if you guys want to play, and I did a call out to a bunch of outfits for more people, because our motto is bring more dudes. So we brought more dudes. We gave him to Pigs so he can buff off his numbers and focus Recursion harder, and that's how we're able to beat them.
Yeah, there you have it. We didn't. It wasn't. I thought I was gonna have to like go in and crack the code and all that, but no, we got it. It's right there.
Wait, so did I get him? Is this all over? Oh, no, I didn't. Nothing matters. Absolutely nothing matters anymore.
I think some people are like, wait, serious, you got him. Why are you laughing about
I forgot
this,
he did
bro?
this.
I mean, this is a serious problem. You should be laying into these guys.
Look how fucking pussy these 2 fucking casters are. They care nothing about this game. They only care about the fucking amount of viewers they have from all of this. They care literally nothing about this fucking game.
This is a legendary
They're just
clip.
glad that there's drama because they're getting more fucking followers, more gifted subs, more fucking bits, more
People are gonna
donos.
play this in
They're
like
just trying
3,
to fucking
45
farm
years
partner,
still.
and I'm getting fucking sick and tired of this bullshit, bro. These guys give no fucks about the game. They're just fucking farming the drama, bro. They don't care that they fuck.
Someone nailed it there, though, with the "that's true." Nicely done, whoever that was. But no, he's right. I think a lot of members of the community might have been a little bit like, whoa, you got him, bro. Why are you so chill? They might have been even, could you say, a little bit shocked by it. Sorry, I'll leave, but I'm going to dive into why I was not shocked at all and why I think that's a really big problem that I wasn't. Quick side note, though, by the way, guys, that was Shockter you just saw there, and I hopped on a podcast that him and A-Flick do, and we kind of hashed this whole thing out. A lot of good discussion there.
True.
There's going to be links down in the description that you should go check out right
Big
now.
true.
To both of
Big
those
true.
guys' channels. Follow them. Do it now. So you guys may be thinking, wow, you guys exposed premeditated collusion here in Outfit Wars. Unbelievable. This must be once in a lifetime occurrence. But no, for Connery, anything's possible.
So first off, I'd like to.
So this is really good to go over. I almost don't want to interrupt, but the line between the big complaint that Shockter made is why aren't people pissed about this? Cyrious did eventually hold the line when interviewing these teams and saying, "What the hell, man? Like that crosses the line." Literally what he said. But it's worth asking the question, why aren't people more shocked? And it turns out that that's just a deep, deep well. Cyrious is going to take us down it.
Kind of apologize to Hammered, our friends at Hammered. We did not expect it to go like it did. We thought it would be more like last week, where we were only to be able to bring, 28 people to Outfit Wars. We were approached by Dim. We knew that they were not going to be competitive in the match, and so basically our entire focus was going to be on the TR, and it was going to be a two-way affair, is what we thought would happen. But we ended up, people really liked our performance last week, and we were able to bring over 40 people into Outfit Wars, which is great for our outfit, because I don't think we've ever had 48 people online at the same time in Dark. So it was great for us. But so for most of our match, it was a two-way affair. We never fought the NC. We were only fighting the TR. And then the last
Collusion
15
continues.
minutes at that one base, we were kind of shitting on the TR.
Is it Collusion or
I'd like to
Double Team,
apologize for it.
I just have to establish something here real quick because it seems like there is a little bit of a rationalization going on. Whether you are bringing 2 people to a match or 40 people to the match, it is just as bad to collude with an opponent team. Just because you can't bring a lot of dudes doesn't make it okay all of a sudden. Okay. Anyways, so we went from one match.
Cyrious is speaking out against moral self-licensing. Love it. So just because you may be a victim to some other thing doesn't license you to make a victim of someone else.
Match where there was a premeditated collusion to the next match where there was a premeditated collusion. Oh my God, Cyrious, this is mind-blowing. No, guys, let me explain to you on Connery, no, it is not at all. This is like every other day. So
this is making me feel like I don't know what server to play on now. I was gonna go play on Connery, but I feel like it's just like a cesspit. Anyone have a different read on this than Cyrious?
Every other server can have outfit wars, and we will have outfit peace treaties on Connery.
Exactly. What's the accord? What's the accord?
The Kestrel Accords.
I was there at the beginning. It was all around. So, just real quick recap here.
Sure.
A year and a half ago, Pale Tiger somehow amassed like 3 platoons active every day worth of people.
I want to make sure it's clear that has never, ever happened. It's one of those tropes where someone sees an outfit with a lot of members and just magnifies that count by 3.
Worth of people, and he was just pile driving everybody everywhere. Theorem, from who was in Rest at the time, now in Recursion, came to me and petitioned me and my forces, who were running about 2.5 platoons at the time, to engage in what we later would call the Kestrel Accords. We gathered at Kestrel Watch. We fired simultaneously into the ceiling in symbolic unity against our newfound enemy, and then we like laid waste to the TR on Connery for like a month and a half straight.
I remember that.
We plotted this days in advance. Cornflakes came to my Discord. He was like, "Let's double team him." I'm like, you know what? You can take a Degia boy to water, to a competitive scene, but you can't keep him from team killing himself and his friends. And so we did what we do best. We played dirty because we didn't want to be a part of this whole scene to begin with. And we put on a good show. And it went exactly.
Played dirty because we didn't want to be part of the whole scene to begin with. I don't like it, so I'm going to tear it down. It doesn't appeal to me personally, therefore it is wrong. Man, that is such a gamer attitude. Such a gamer attitude.
His planned. It was a delight, and I would happily do it again.
So as you can see, guys, premeditated cross-faction collusion.
Another thing too is like, man. Using other people for your entertainment without their consent. I gotta think about that idea. I'm not sure if that really makes sense. It certainly sounds nice and loud in my head, but I gotta think that one through. But I see a person like this saying something like this and taking delight in the suffering of someone else. You could call it sadism, could. But the bare fact of creating, I don't know. I'm not even sure what I want to say about it. It just bothers me. Illander says they were accidentally signed up and are known meme troll outfit on live. This is basically them playing to an audience. Yeah. And if Outfit Wars is just like just a consolidation of what's on live, then that makes sense. You can hear how excited he is to tell everyone about his plan during the interview. Yeah, he was very excited about it. Like giving a platform to a criminal. And it again begs the question, how should Outfit Wars differ from live? You know one thing, out and out collusion bad. But what else is bad? What is playing to win actually? What are the win conditions we all value? It seems like PlanetSide has to work kind of hard right now to convince people that the win conditions that they put out there are actually worth chasing. Because we've had so many years of PlanetSide where the win conditions are kind of weak, if they're at all. People who stuck around, did they do it for the win conditions? No, they did it for the process, not for the goal. They're used to setting their own goals. I don't know.
Collusion is just the norm on Connery. And maybe there is some poetic justice, at least according to Dim Giant, the leader of Dim Giant. It was a recursion guy that initiated that. So maybe you can argue, well, they're just getting a taste of their own medicine. But now that we have it there live on stream, that this is a plan between two factions on one server to attack the other faction, basically exclusively, let's go take a what the lead designer has to say about that. During last week's Outfit Wars matchups, there was particular upset on the Connery server that caught the attention of the statement kind of hammered, who never made any effort to set up double teams, where Dark Dim Giant that happened to include the team that set up double teaming on the live server. So that to me is kind of There was particular upset on the Connery server that caught the attention of the broader community. Two outfits have put in place a ceasefire agreement in order to deal with the third contender. And I gotta point out, the language in the statement kind of singles out just one of the matches that happened to include the team that set up double teaming on the live server. So that to me is kind of But in another match where Dark Dim Giant double teamed Hammered, who never made any effort to set up double teams, went out there and got colluded against, that was a far more egregious offense in my opinion. So I want to make sure to accent the point that this is not one match, this is two matches that were really bad. Two outfits, actually 4 outfits, in 2 separate matches, hadn't put in place a ceasefire agreement in order to deal with the third contender. This behavior consisted of helping to attack and defend capture points as a combined team, effectively resulting in a 2v1 situation with no fear of reprisal. I want to take a moment to clarify our stance on this. While there is to be a certain amount of focus fire and tense alliances expected in a 1v1v1 format, we also expect each faction to be playing to win. I think alliance is really the wrong word there. When TR has 50% territory control, and NC and VS attack them to bring them back into the norm, that's not an alliance. That's how Cutthroat, or 1v1v1 is played. It goes contrary to the spirit of tournament format and the game in general, when teams outright refuse to fight one another. When taken to extremes in live circumstances, these sorts of situations will be considered griefing by our code of conduct. Now I gotta say, at least in my outfit, and probably a lot of members on TR, they're kind of like scratching their heads. Because this Kestrel Cores thing has been a known thing for a long time here. You know, the pitches from these outfits have generally been, it's just one night, man. But then there you hear, oh no, it was a month and a half. And then it randomly picks up again when there's an event, when B-Way comes over to the Connery server. And then soon enough, it's just Wednesday.
Connery invasion.
Because what happens when there isn't anything organized, the general groups of population moving around these factions don't really know what to do. They remember this big event. They're like, oh, let's just fall back into that groove.
Yes.
Where the objective on the map is not to win, but to screw one particular faction.
I mean, even just look at where we are right now on the continent again. And over half an hour ago plus, we talked about this double team. Look where we are right now with 7 minutes to go in this alert about what NC and VS have done. Stupid double team. And, you know, we're supposed to care more about Outfit Wars than this? Like, no, fuck that. Like, we should be talking about this and how awful this is for our server and how this is developing and what can be done to mitigate this issue.
So again, for us, seeing an Outfit Wars is like, you know, one of the outfits that initiated double teaming is getting double teamed. I mean, it sucks and it's stupid, but shit, whatever. Let's try to deal with it on the live servers first, and then we'll worry about this stuff. The reason I always push hard on the fact that everyone gets a double team sometimes, which is true, is because that is necessary for this game to continue to exist. If it gets out completely that players are no longer playing to win, and it is skewed to factions that have decided to kind of either spoken or unspoken work together more often.
Yeah, I do have that, Ellender. Thanks. I should have just turned the stream on and made sure you were here, man. You're doing all my homework for me.
Against other factions, the game is screwed, the gameplay breaks down. As we've already seen on the Connery server. If there is a difficult outfit in play, either on the live servers or on Outfit Wars, outfits have to be willing to put more resources towards that outfit to help balance the entire field. But a common activity has been on live, and it's happened in Outfit Wars 2, where they ignore winning and they go and fight the weaker outfit. It makes for bad Outfit Wars matches, and it makes for bad live gameplay. And it's tough because a lot of people don't want to play sweaty. And what can you do? If one faction has a skill ball on it, people don't want to have to try and play at that level. Can you blame them for going and trying to fight the faction that seems more on their level?
Yeah.
On Connery, this problem is further exacerbated because some people that didn't understand world population and faction populations encouraged people to switch factions. They built up characters, they got implants, and then when balancing out the map required people to switch factions again, it didn't happen because now they were invested in those characters.
Again, inertia. Lex says it's almost like forcing casual players to be sufficiently sweaty is always a dumb idea. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I've been toying in my head with the idea of Outfit Wars as more of like an exhibition kind of format. I don't know what that would look like, but Cyrious raises a very useful question: is if we're going to solve this for Outfit Wars, why not look at it on the live server? It doesn't just create bad planet side in Outfit Wars; it creates bad on live. The difference is that like the live server gameplay doesn't have as big of a stage as Outfit Wars, and so it doesn't have the same level of drama emerging from it. Is this here's a question I have. I don't know the answer to. Maybe you guys can give me some perspective. Is this collusion thing, this Kestrel Accords, how much, like what percentage of this problem is a Connery problem and what percentage is a planet side problem? I know a lot of folks play on Emerald. I'm not sufficiently invested in any of the other server cultures to know how much this happens. Like says, we've demonstrated time and again that we don't want to deal with that aspect of the game. You mean the double teaming aspect? I think that there might actually be some usefulness in like just saying, hey, the sandbox is for weird memes and stuff. Like the sandbox is where you grind out XP. It's where you unlock stuff. It's where you have fun, goof off. You do weird stuff. You screw people over for fun. But Outfit Wars is the marquee. You get fucking serious. You get loaded up. You get prepared. Bring your A game. You try to win. Only, what if you get shitty matchups? What if you get no-shows? What if putting 48 people together means destroying your outfit and creating some weird alliance people you don't even know? 48 people. I think 40. I think a big problem Outfit Wars has is that number 48. I think for planet-sized population and the way outfits have historically worked, it might be too much. It just might be too much to ask. You're supposed to expect there to be a ready-made solution to these problems that have manifested on live. No solutions there. The live play problem. That's literally all the game has had for 8 years. There's no solution to it. You're supposed to expect there to be a ready-made solution for these problems that have manifested on live. Yeah, it's a good question. If you can't solve it on live, why can it be solved for Outfit Wars? It's a good point, Lex, and I think it really undersells like how silly my excitement about the Unspoken Code of Conduct was, because it is something that's important to have as a baseline for any non-sandbox thing. But if you just take the big sandbox, try to make it a little sandbox, you bring big problems, and they're not. The problems are still there. Illander says, I think it's a planet-side problem. Similar issues have happened on other servers in his experience. If you can solve it on Desolation, Lex says, why can't you solve it on Live? Illander, I think it's also a problem that has emerged more in the absence of real competition on Live. Players look for additional ways to have fun beyond winning. Yeah. I wonder if this had happened like 5 years ago. If this collusion thing would be as much of a problem, you know? Back before things got kind of quiet and small, it would have, Lex says. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I've really been taking seriously the idea that one of the main critiques I have of games, and I mentioned this earlier, is when they don't decide what who their content is for, like what they're trying to actually do. At this point, I'm not really sure who Outfit Wars is for. I mean, there are some exceptional outfits that like care about winning and have those numbers, but it seems like they're more of like an exception. At least based on my outsider perspective, which is admittedly colored by the negative drama stuff. It would have had the same problems, except the format made more sense in 2014, 2015. Yeah. All right, let's get through the rest of this video.
This happened in Outfit Wars because it's acceptable on live servers. And
Boom.
I don't see any way to police it. It's not something you can just do via stats.
Boom.
It's not something you can just speak rationally to these people about, because we've tried that. I don't really see a fix, but I see a lot of questions that come up that really seem like they're more rationalizations than actual questions. But I want to just answer them for those people.
Okay.
First of all, bro, it's a open world sandbox. It's an alliance. That's just diplomacy, man. That's a dumb argument to me then, because the goal of that is for an outfit to merge together 144 players and create 3 separate outfits on different factions and have them all enter Outfit Wars together. And they're going to march that alliance to victory, and when they get to the championship and they're just facing themselves, they can all just log into the faction that they want to win. No, alliances are totally acceptable within one faction. If you
Did you guys understand that? I'm not sure I followed Cyrious down that path.
have 4 outfits and they all want to play together, merge them together under one outfit banner and play as an alliance.
Where you do have command chat, where you do have outfits. Even what Terran Republic do on Connery with the TTA is a very, if not people aren't familiar with that, it's where multiple outfits actually work together to win an alert.
Yeah, but that's just command chat.
Representation of live. So the fact that Rels did state in a earlier statement that he wants to bring alliances to Outfit Wars, just not this one because it's an alpha version of it. So I don't see anything inherently wrong with what's happened.
Wait, so I mean, I understand alliances, and like Rally is an alliance, Rebel Alliance is an alliance. They just, you know, they join the outfits into a holder outfit, right?
I can
but
neither confirm nor deny.
That's, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's wildly different than an alliance between 2 of the opponents. Am I crazy here? Does that like?
You're not crazy, Cyrious.
It's obviously tough for people to go fight what, you know, a skill ball or whatever you want to call it. But the reality is for it to naturally happen, when needed, the other 2 factions would add additional pressure to whichever faction has that. There's no reason to actually collude and work it out ahead of time. Does that make sense? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I the asshole?
Commander. Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
But guys, in all this mess, I think there's a solution at the end of it. It obviously spurred a lot of conversation, and after all this...
Yeah, I think that clip really underlined it. Illander says... What Cyrious says in this point is something AMXE from SolTech said to Illander. What are you referring to? Lex, the format is for the caricature that the developers created in their head for the player base. Yeah, that's a question. I wonder what You know, I've spoken with 2 developers this year on the podcast. One who was really enthusiastic about like a very open and creative process for games where everyone got to contribute, and you kind of have, you don't have top-down direction, but you have top-down oversight on the creative process. And I spoke also with Alan Lapidus, the principal artist of for PlanetSide at Rogue Planet, and he talked about how that process let him and his team down on EverQuest back in the day. How are decisions made at RPG, I wonder? This is a question I'm gonna try to ask Rao next time I have him on. Lex, he's really good when he's not talking about game balance. Oh, Cyrious talking about? Yeah. I really like what he has to say. I really like what he has to say, but he's very rounded in his analysis. I don't know what his opinions are balance-wise. I don't weigh into those discussions because I don't have an opinion worth sharing when it comes to game balance. The stacking on all factions comment. The only way for them to avoid being unfairly knocked out by a vendetta against them is to play all factions. Ah, okay. Yeah. So, like a second or third order effect, where you're not likely to win. That's the reality. So you collude. That's the first order effect. Because collusion is a thing, the anti-collusion measure is to hyper-collude and play all sides of the conflict. And it just gets layers and layers of absurdity. Thank you for breaking that down, Illander. That makes more sense to me now. And yeah, that direction destroys what this is. It destroys, and it could destroy any future for non-Sandbox PlanetSide. I really want to see what other things can be done with this technology. Other than Desolation, other than Outfit Wars, I want to see a 6v6 infantry format. I want to see 12v12 squad format. I want to see, like an instance Bastion v Bastion, or like an aerial dogfight thing. Like there's got to be ways. There's so much in PlanetSide that you can boil it down in so many interesting ways to create moments for each playstyle. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is it, boys. The opportunity for instanced non-Sandbox PlanetSide that is really missed by Outfit Wars and could be realized by something else is the ability to shine a light on specific ways of playing the game. Infantry is one of the ones people like to talk about because there are a lot of very engaged infantry players. It's one of the highest skill ceiling ways to play the game that actually has some accessibility, and it's always relevant. But man, if we had a way to spin up air-v-air fights, if we had a way to spin up like tank battles, if we had a way to say like, okay, tech plant v tech plant, or here is a base that's specifically designed for a robust infantry fight. And let's add some mutators to the mix. Let's allow maxes. Let's disallow heavy assaults. Let's do all these things to play with the format that let people shine and have their moment in the sun. Let's let the best max player in the world have their moment. Let's let the best air versus air pilot in the game have their moment. Man, that I think is the missed opportunity of Outfit Wars, and what gets me actually excited about an instanced heads up way to play PlanetSide. Oh, because there is so much to PlanetSide. There's so much in it. And it is a complicated mess from the outside. It is so hard to understand what is going on, why things are happening the way they are, even to the point where it's easy to rage against death that you don't understand or that you think is unfair. Or maybe it is unfair. I don't know. But we could create fair scenarios that are boiled down, and they're not representative of live gameplay. They don't have to be. But if you have a way to spin up competition in different ways with different rules, then you can give different kinds of players an opportunity to shine and tell their player's story and give casters good grist for the mill. Man, that's what I would love to see. Shit, that gets me excited. All right, comments. Lex, let's not confuse this tumor with the other formats that plainly work and have been working for years. Yeah. Illander, the joy on my face when I caught the point that was buzzing around in your head. Yes. This is the thing. We need planet-side competitions. There's such a desire for it, and it should. I don't think you can capture the live planet-side thing. You can't bottle it. It's so big. It's meant to be big. Outfit Wars isn't bad. It's fun. It's great, but it doesn't do what esports and what broadcasting of games does so well, which is to tell player stories. Schachter's doing this great thing with the planet-side speedrunners, 1v1 kill competitions. It's easy to tell a story about that. He's boiling down a big game into something small where you can tell a story. What about a bounty system? Okay. But instead of the bounty being about you killing this player because they have a bunch of kills or whatever, what if it's about calling out a player on your faction and challenging them to a speed run? Like what Schachter does. You could take that system and put it into the game. And you can do you could do like a wager system. Say you have to put up 10,000 cert points in order to be able to call somebody out. And the winner gets like 25,000 or something. No, we're focused on lore here, sir. Have missions. Oh, man. I got to spend some more time with the campaign and mission system. I don't have a good take on it, but it is not something that's grabbed me very much, which is not a great sign. It's got to be the combined arms garbage. Everything has to work everywhere when it can't. Even though combined arms are basically never happens on live. It's just mostly just things farming infantry. Oh, it's happened to one side. Happened to 90% versus 10%, which is the problem. We're focused on lore. Okay. But when you're talking about and getting excited about are things that are nowhere close to being something people working on this game think about. I wonder if that's true. I mean, Planetside is just a hard game to make, I think. I think it's a hard design. If I were to ask Rel to his face what he thinks about speedrunners, I'm sure he'd say that he likes it. That it's something good. And, you know, one of the things that I've asked, one of the questions I've posed, devil's advocate, is maybe these competitions are actually better run by the community. Like maybe it's better the community runs the 6v6 infantry thing. Maybe they can do a better job of it. Maybe they can police it better than RPG could. But there's a middle ground. You don't have to directly replicate that. I think that the key to it for me, the way that I'd like to play the game, the thing I care about, is finding a way to tell player stories, to tell war stories, right? In PlanetSide, to surface them, to make them visible to people you're playing with and against, and to people who are watching it on stream. People love this game, bros and ladies and robots and artificial intelligences. People love this game. Everyone chatting in this chat, I do. Serious. I'm gonna have to think about that idea. I think that's it. Yeah. Well, I want to have Rel back on, Lex. I'm biding my time for the right moment to ask him to come back. I don't want to have the same people on my podcast all the time, but I'm asking it about him. I think I might actually see if Cyrious wants to come back on, because I'd love to pick his brain about this stuff. But I want to make sure there's also enough fresh stuff to discuss. Also, that they're interested. You know, that's good to have. All right, continuing.
This is alpha, so they're just working things out. This alpha is vastly different from alpha 1 and 2. Let's listen to the rest.
Can't be platforming toxic infantry elitists here. Are there any toxic infantry elitists here? I don't know if I see any.
So how's the R18 Pigs merger going?
Brilliant, brilliant. We're having babies at the end of the week.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
What? Forming the Terran conglomerate, PlanetSide will now be a one.
Look, I love this. This is just like the first time we won the gold outfit wars, right? This is like that to me.
If you don't mind.
Sorry, guys, we got a little bit sidetracked here and want to give a big shout out to
oh my God, Archie's
PlanetSide 2 supporters. Archie's wallet went out there and dropped him over 200 subs during his stream. You're a boss, man.
100 subs.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like 100 subs just came in to the PlanetSide 2 community. Archie's wallet.
But we are going to skip right back to Tiger here.
So it was a strange treatment of a very awkward moment. I don't really want to rehash it, to be honest, but Cyrious was avoiding calling it out there. Archie interrupted what was happening on the stream in order to do his big ceremony about sub gifts. I'll just give you my 2-sentence summary of that situation, which is Archie is used to being the entertainer on the stream. He's comfortable playing that role, and he misread the room with the popcorn eating, with the interrupting the questions, and didn't realize that the focus of the stream needed to be the people talking and the thing that was happening, not his normal entertainment thing. I like Archie. I respect him. He works hard. That was a mistake. Yeah, moving on. Oh, did I mute it? Why is this silent? Cyrious, you're muted, man.
Then we had fun. We just went around blowing things up.
Tiger, I expected you to beeline to their warp gate and to stand at the edge of it. I didn't expect you to be running around among the Golden Boys. That to me is
why not?
Because that's a line crossed. If you want to go and double team the people you hate, that's your prerogative. It's a three-way. You can do that. But if you plan it ahead of time, then the entire concept of the game breaks down.
Well, here's the thing I'm going to say, right? They're going to look at this, and this may be, after this, might be the last of the outfit wars.
So you guys are just trying to kill it. You guys
What a jackass thing to say.
You're just going to burn it all down.
Can I just say, pull up. I didn't think that when I decided to do this, but afterwards, because I watched your thing, and I knew you're not impressed with the whole thing, okay? And when I saw your reaction, I thought, whoa, I better think about what I've just done here, right?
Okay, and then what do you think?
And I think, yeah, we might have ended outfit wars.
No. They'll get it all fixed. They'll sort it. So it's just like it just needs to be one team against one team.
So you guys want one? You guys want 1v1s?
Yeah. It needs to be 1v1. That's the only way to have a truly competitive
interject here because Rel really wants to bring alliances to outfit wars.
I want to step in
before Cyrious says this. I don't know what he's going to say. Maybe he'll just repeat what I'm about to say. But this is a great moment. This is a great moment when people tell you their evil plan. Believe them. right? This is the lesson we all must learn. Tiger just wants to tear it down. Rasp thinks he's going to be able to affect the developer to cause them to change. Both, I think, in the big picture, wrong-headed. But both have opinions that are emblematic of various parts and people in the community. Listen to Dim rationalize his actions. Tyra doesn't care if he killed it. Dim tries to pretend like he did something great. Yeah. Everyone's still acting like this is the Sandbox, where they make their own win conditions. Are they right? Are the win conditions that have been put up by RPG not robust enough to override the win conditions that the community has created for themselves over the years? I'm not going to answer because I don't know the answer.
In here as well, because a lot of people have said this. Alliances, and they've said, hey, we've said it from the beginning. Here's the thing. There are technical hurdles over that. Rel said on stream that would take at least 6 additional months to get it up and running. And then you've got a lot of things to work out. War assets, for example. Does only one outfit get to use them? Is there a primary outfit? Do you get to bring in 10 orbital strikes?
I'm serious.
You've done alliances with 5 outfits. There's a lot of stuff to work out in that sense. Right now, it's very simple. An instance of Desolation opens, it's flagged for 3 outfits to log into it, and they each have a respective warp gate. Everyone brings it up like it's an obvious idea. It's an obvious idea to the devs too. It's just not easy to get in the game.
I'm talking about the most drama I've ever seen in person, being a part of this experience, and
better than winning the gold.
So this was more fun than winning the gold.
Yeah, this is it's sticking the knife in.
At the end of the day, when there is, you can call it drama, you can call it whatever. It's exciting. It brings population to the game because everyone's buzzing, everyone's talking. I mean, you just got to look at the RC chat right now.
I'm a moth to the flame.
That's true in a sense. Obviously, when something like this just happens, it didn't draw the existing population, but will it draw more population watching for the next matches? Who knows? I think you'd be more likely to get more population if people thought it was fun and fair than if it seems like some skewed comedy show. But I don't know. Time will tell.
Rationalization
certainly
again. Yes.
Well down from the first season of Outfit Wars. But that would certainly be expected to prove now that we're really into the playoff matches coming up this weekend. It was mentioned a little while back, but...
I've heard it said that the reason that humans have these overdeveloped brains is... It was... Where did I read this? That the ability to rationalize is what led... The need to rationalize our emotions and communicate with others is what led to the overdevelopment of human brains. Something like that? I don't know. But rationalization is creating an explanation for a behavior and a feeling after the fact. Which sounds bad. But I mean, that's what I'm doing, right? Am I the baddie?
But it really seems like the solution is just make it 1v1. Make it an actual competitive event rather than a community event like it is now. And there's obviously, again, a lot of people that have been saying this from the beginning. The problem is that's not going to have as big a draw in terms of viewership, in terms of players getting active in the game again. Just like Lane Smash, it's an awesome event, but it is specific to a smaller portion of community, so it doesn't draw as many people to watch it. Outfit Wars, being a very community-wide event, draws in a lot of viewers. But so far, at least on the Connery end of things, the community ends up making it a little bit toxic. So if that's the case, Daybreak's really only reaction to that could be turn it into a competitive event where it would have to be 1 versus 1 then. And outfits like Pigs or R18 can either choose not to play or go and get blown out. Guys, there's a lot more good discussion surrounding this topic that I wanted to get to, but we're out of time for this session. I'll be doing a big rundown of the first weekend of playoffs after we finish that up. And we'll...
Yeah, GG Cyrious. Good video. Love it. I'm going to take a piss, and then we'll continue this.
Right on, Sulfur.
This is a video put together by Tasker SolTech. Let's have a look.
This is a little bit blatant here, NC. Fail Tiger.
And you can see right there, R18 and the space mix. This ball.
Absolute 2v1. Absolute.
All the content.
100% 2v1. Regardless of the facts. Regardless of the facts, if you want to see a W.
Is this the SolTech match? AMXC. Oh, this is what you were talking about, I think, Illander. Okay. Okay, I'm watching this keenly.
If you want to win, you have to win a 2v1. You have to be that good to win. To see. Relic C is going to go down. It just happened. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. 1908 taking the victory here tonight. You guys understand these details. Here you guys go.
Yikes.
If you guys are wondering what you guys are looking at right now, AMXC's match versus 1908.
Yeah, this is what I just said.
Versus HHJM.
1908. Yeah, they only killed VS people. They double teamed.
And AMXC, man, they really hate HH Warrior Legion. You can just see there clearly that number. I'm just kidding.
You gotta win the 2v1
towards HH Warrior Legion. That was a joke. I knew it was a 2v1 from watching. It was a very clear indicator.
Can that be
but
fun?
It's okay. Listen, 2v1s is what you've been used to for the last 8 years. There's nothing new about it. There's nothing the developers need to change about it because that's what you guys have been doing for the last 8 years.
So for context, this is Illander. These guys are a very high skill outfit on SolTech. Probably more skilled relative to the rest of our server than Recursion or on Connery. They're a predominantly Korean outfit and feel they are being targeted by Chinese outfits that hate them because they think they're hackers. A little bit of nationalism and Dunning-Kruger at the same time. Do you think they're hackers, Illander? Okay, so this guy is locking in on what I was saying at the start of the stream. If you throw down the gauntlet, if you make the threat, and then you let things slide, people ain't going to take you seriously.
Three days later.
There they are. Dropping in. Letting the world know that they're here to stay. AMXC right now trying their best against this massive 2v1, trying to come back from the heart of these. There's
no more evidence of them hacking than any other high skill outfit in the game. I figured. I just thought I'd ask. You know, to be complete.
Insane attacks. Each of these regions right here. Every 10 seconds will give you 1 point to your team. The first team to 750 points wins this entire
I like
setup.
Rashi's music.
Unbelievable amount of work's happening right now. They are getting double teamed beyond belief. You'll look at the blue team right here on the population on the right side. You'll see over here the red team is also applying pressure on the purple team. You only are allowed to bring 48, and this is sickening. Just pure sickening. RWCN is now throwing so much pressure on AMXC. Both teams are just raining terror.
So this
on them.
is a soft double team,
Look at
right?
the sky. More and more players are just being sent towards AMXC's camp.
Or there's not like
if you guys want to know what I'm talking about,
they're
this
just
is
all
AMXC
focused on the
purple
same
team
color, both
having
sides.
These two connections.
Red and blue are
And
both
they're
focused
still
on purple.
holding on to their
It's not
destination
like
on a 2v1. That means
they're doing
24
what
players
Space
are
Pigs are
holding
doing.
this destination against 48. BML is throwing everything on this base. AMX is using two
Boy, this
squads
community
to
holds
shut
Rel's
down
feet to the
48
fire,
players.
bro. Holy
Two
shit.
squads to shut down 48 players. That's
Piping
how much
hot.
of a powerhouse AMXC is. That they have to send everything at them. Holy crap. How many human players? About 48 human players against 48 human pairs against 48 human players. Total 150.
They're all humans?
Only human. There's no NPCs in this entire game. The only NPCs would be the construction. How is AMXE going to survive this 2v1 nonsense. Holy crap.
Looks like they're not.
A second orbital strike. I don't think AMXE expected a second one. An explosion. Holy crap. You're noticing right there. Are they fighting each other?
So TR is securing Bane. VS will definitely.
1 second, I'll look at this. You guys ever read those breathless stories about EVE Online? You know what I'm talking about? Like the stories of intrigue and betrayal and massive battles and shit. Have you actually played EVE Online? I tried EVE Online. It's miserable. It's not a fun game, but it's a big sandbox, and it lets people behave very badly. What that does is it creates situations that from the outside look like they mirror our real world and get people excited. The trick is, I think what most people want from a video game is not the shitty things that happen in the real world. And we see this in a lot of games, right? Where they're going more theme park. They're giving you more on-rails experiences. Here for the story. You know, you don't have to group up. You just have to, like, show up and do your dailies and stuff like that. PlanetSide has the curse of the sandbox, too. Or because it's open and big and complicated, people can behave very badly. But where's the line? Where's the line? Man, we are zeroing in on it, though. Illander, I think the suspicion is that there's a collusion since players are more moving between these outfits and grinding the outfit loyalty as soon as next week's match schedule is released. Ah, okay. Let's watch the rest of this too. How do you get the beauty of the sandbox without destroying its integrity because no one trusts its value?
Have to come back there, and VS actually being double team, so they were definitely the strongest team from what we heard. What's going on in the rest of the map?
Look at this map overlay.
For TR. Hybrid
yeah, such high effort. I love it.
Is a bit ahead in score now that they have 4 base and I think I believe NCNC
Mati and Balmy.
I'm not seeing any fight.
Good on PlanetSide battles.
Absolutely not, no. Yes, only has the warp gate left
Gamma
and
is cut
Gamma
off
cut
now.
off, yeah. That hurts.
If
there's the possibility for NC to win, the
Yeah,
effect
going
of
to
two
get there.
teaming.
Let me check if I can, if I have any Discord contact, maybe. So congratulations to TR for winning. They had the hold on the victory.
Yeah.
Very interesting match. This is the first one where I've seen the most double teaming happening. I've shot each other. So it's not like a pure double teaming and ignoring
the
each other.
double
like
teaming meta.
Matches.
Now, it wasn't similar to what we saw on Connery, but it was a true 2v1. But you did see RWC and Blue Moon shooting each other at the end, fighting for first and second place. From all the matches that we saw, everybody was looking forward to seeing the AMXE fight here. I will say it was extremely tough to say it was a fun fight to watch because of how much of a 2v1 it was. But how to win that 2v1, I don't know.
Said it right that time, Archie. What's this showing?
It was extremely tough to say it was a fun fight to watch because of how much of a 2v1 it was. But how to win that 2v1, I don't know.
We're seeing a red attacking a purple. Blue is coming in. They don't attack each other. Shows the NC and TR ignoring each other. Yeah. Bro. Planetside players are not making this easy on Rel and the boys. And I guess I never thought they would. By the same token, though, holy shit. There's got to be a response to stuff like this. I'm worried Outfit Wars is ever going to become a thing after this. The comm is saying not to attack the other team. Oh, is that what that said? Shit. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we have anything else more to add to the conversation this week. This is the same video? Yeah, this is the same video we just watched. That's how I got the link. And this is just breaking it down. Okay. Let's read this too. I'm VT Gon, the leader of AMX Animus Makana SolTech. That's a cool name. Last night at SolTech, 3-round match, we had a fight with BMLX, Blue Moonlight, and RWCN Outfit. They attacked our warp gate as soon as the game started, and they hardly fought each other until they scored 400 points each. Until the end, most of the troops were still stationed in our warp gate. Until the end, most of the troops were still stationed in our warp gate. You mean like they couldn't get out of the warp gate? We strongly condemn this apparently inappropriate team alliance and want appropriate action. Want appropriate action. SolTech users are rarely active in Reddit, so this public opinion is likely to be ignored. We're not ignoring it. I hear you, dude. As a legitimate PlanetSide 2 user, we'd like to participate in the outfit war in a more competitive environment. Please give us legit feedback on these irregularities. Find the comment from Channy. He provides some more insight. Channy. Two Reavers, one Mozzie going for the scythe. Both Reavers right behind the Mozzie, totally able to burst it down. Once deed is done, hey guys, party's over, let's split up. Reaver after killing the scythe. All right, I'll go forward and left to air to ground those on the ground. All those Mozzies are definitely not coming for me. While on comms, in Mandarin meaning, one of us, our own teammate. There it is. Was there more? Or is that what you wanted me to look at, Ellender? Oh, here's some more. Some back and forth. Indiscriminate jest. Well, this is a fine mess. Clear evidence of double teaming has been presented. Now it's up to Daybreak Games team to decide if they're going to follow through on their unspoken code of conduct and penalties for its violation, or ignore it and let the current format become wrought with unsporting conduct. Either solution is going to leave a lot of people upset. It'll be interesting to look back on this version of Outfit Wars to see if it will end up being a net positive or a net negative for PlanetSide as a whole. Agreed. All counts. Can I open this? Is it safe? The link doesn't work. In the Chinese forums, they're already planning for the next double team, again with Blue Moonlight on AMXE by recruiting for Catcher, which is a ghost outfit. This is what you were talking about a moment ago, Ellender. It's just blatant. They're openly mocking, laughing at the code of conduct because they think it's a joke and nothing will be done. Is Rel going to enforce? Can we contact him to get him to see it? Apparently, they saw the thread on Reddit and deleted the old double teaming recruitment thread and posted a new one. So the other people applying will have to deal with AMXC next time, as WPL most likely has a full 48 now. And I can't read this. They said they received the latest news and other Chinese pubs can only deal with AMXC next time as WPL is. 9v6, 96v48, here we go again. That's rough. A law that is not enforced is not a law at all. It is just a suggestion. If Daybreak doesn't enforce the code it has stated, we'll be seeing more of this to be sure. The competition will become the very joke people treat it as. Such blatant double teaming isn't going to be limited to the Chinese outfits. It will become universal. Factions that double team have one less foe to worry about, and their odds of victory improve dramatically. In worst case scenario, they're all but guaranteed a second place finish. The madness has to stop. Double teaming is fine normal against the strongest team, but what they're doing is guaranteeing third place for AMXC and the chance to grief AMXC. This Outfit Wars is designed for weaker outfits with political agendas to win and not the best outfit to win. How's this reflect back on live? Fuck, this is interesting. At the rate we're going, maybe in the future every outfit needs to have a branch in 3 factions with 48 members each. I agree. This is a great thread between Cha-Cha Channy and Indiscriminate Just. I agree the format is indeed designed for a double team. If each faction fights for itself, making no alliances and just trying to win by itself, other things being equal, each will have a 33% chance of winning. Not great odds. However, if 2 factions work together to beat down the third, they can effectively eliminate the third team from having any hope of victory. At that point, the 2 conspiring teams, if they decide to fight, have a 50% chance of victory, better odds than if they played solo. And this is assuming they decide to fight in the first place. There's potential to take this even further. If everybody on the conspiring faction was on board, they could arrange things to have one team win and the other to get very close second, and the third team conspired against could be pounded into the dirt. This is probably the reason the tiebreaker mechanic was deliberately never explained, out of fear that teams would take Collusion to its maximum and game the entire competition, turning Outfit Wars from a 3-way planet side 2 brawl into a competition to see who could squeeze the most points out of the scoring system. It gets even uglier when teams stop playing to maximize their own benefit and start working to minimize the benefit of others. Whether they decide to do this out of hatred, racism, a desire for revenge, or whatever reason, when people start minimizing fun and maximizing misery, things have gone too far. The veterans in this game are really, really good at using the game's mechanics to maximize their desired outcomes, whatever their outcomes may be. And the entire point of Outfit Wars has been to smash those same best players together in competition. How could the format lead to anything else but what we're seeing now? Updating all these gents. Such fine discussion. Fine discussion. These are questions that need to be answered. I think there's a really awesome points being made there. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, what else? What else do we need to look at? Okay, so that was AMXC. I found another thread about match fixing going on Cobalt. Let's have a look at this. I want to shine a light on some shady practices going on. This is posted by OK Step OK on the PlanetSide subreddit. I want to shine a light on some shady practices going on during this week's Outfit Wars on Cobalt. It's not as flagrant as the Connery drama, but I believe it's more damaging. It was pointed out to me that the Bling leader was playing for H this week. He did so by circumventing the ringer measures Rel brought in to try and prevent the same player playing for other outfits on their server, which you can do pretty easily by just creating multiple accounts. Like, I don't think there's actually a practical way to stop ringing in this game unless you do some IP and I don't know. Anyway, continuing on. In total, Bling had 10 to 11 members in for H in this match, confirmed by both the H leader and Bling on the Cobalt Discord. It's difficult to associate a second account if the names are different, but in this case, the Bling members were streaming their disregard for how the rules were applied to them, bypassing the ringer prevention put in place by RPG. One Bling leader streamed it. Another Bling leader buried his head in the sand when called out about it and said he just wants to play Outfit Wars. And the H leader confirmed Bling members were there. The match they ringed for had extra emphasis. H were up against boys, and they had a history of words with Bling members. The opportunity to stick it to boys was too much to pass up, and as a result, the match was fixed. H, with the help of Bling ringers, let the single TR person get more points than the 48-man wrapped warp-gated boys platoon by not attacking the last remaining TR base. As a result, boys dropped out of the tournament. Outfit politics is one thing, but match fixing and circumventing ringing measures in plain sight leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm going to take some extracts from Rel's Code of Conduct post. It goes contrary to the spirit of tournament format and the game in general when teams outright refuse to fight one another. When taken to extremes in live circumstances, these sorts of situations would be considered griefing by our Code of Conduct. It should come as no surprise that there are some players and outfits intentionally willing to ruin the event for others. Players can only fight for one outfit per server during the outfit war, meaning alternate characters on the same server can't participate in the same outfit war. Fuck. This well just gets deeper and deeper. It's well of shit. Any comments that elucidate further? Let's have a look. Fallen Good says, the real question is this kind of ringing and multi-accounting allowed by the devs, or do they finally take themselves seriously, stand up and punish the players who exploit and abuse their rules repeatedly? This is not the first time we see Bling T members exploiting the Outfit Wars system. In S2, Season 2, they exploited the alert and bug to gain more points in the qualification. As far as I know, exploiting known bug is not allowed in the game. Or is it if you're T-Bling? Or the devs can also make it clear that multi-accounts and ringers are okay, and anybody who wants can build up their team in line with that, and then don't expect any kind of fair game. Watch the video linked in the comments, says Rapid Relief. Hey Rapid, how's it going, dude? I will take your suggestion. Let's have a look.
See, by the way.
Okay, yeah. This is by Musco. It's entitled Competitive 1v1v1 Gameplay. Let's have a listen.
See, by the way, so we have still way too many people here at D.
They're not even. I think they've given up. They've not.
Yeah, but this. You're right. Come back here. It's 2 routers here.
A bunch of Skyguards. Where's our arm?
Zanny slacking.
We're corralling a random light as well.
Bolter above us on the bug with our beaconess.
Could you imagine casting this little moment?
I feel bad.
You know where that router is? Upstairs, downstairs?
He's upstairs, he's right on me into an eye.
This planet's has greatest strength, its greatest weakness.
They're just running. They're not even shooting back, they're just running out of the building. Oh, it's upstairs. I see it as well. Time to throw some knife there.
Knife in T, let's go, let's go! It's over anyway! Let's go! Don't kill Walter, don't kill Walter!
Dude.
Nice, just camp it, leave it up,
No,
just camp
he's
it.
fine.
Actually, they're resting, might kill it, you might well. Ah, it's over. Oh my god, it's already over.
Oh, not a resnate.
You guys, terrible people, oh my god.
Toby MK!
Probably have to turn autoplay off. Where do I do that? Oh, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, yeah. Oh, man. This is rough. I mean, this is good. Like, the format's being tested. The Mercenaries from TR Connery will be withdrawing from Outfit Wars 3. Illinois says, better if it happens now than in the final official first season, you suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. But man, this is so public and so brutal. Like, what's the difference between this beta or, sorry, this alpha or actual real Outfit Wars? Like, I guess that's the funny thing. Like, we don't understand what the difference is supposed to be. I've already updated this. Okay. This is from Warbird TD. Tonight's match against WTAC and Dark represents our first opportunity to compete this season. We wish our opponents the best and will be playing to win during this match. In subsequent matches, Mercenary will no longer be participating in the Outfit Wars playoffs. We wish to be transparent about our motivations in leaving this game mode. The 1v1v1 format is imbalanced in its implementation and leans more on politicking and king-making rather than direct competition. Double teaming is nearly inevitable, either because the leader needs to be stopped, or some metagame reason resulting in selecting a faction to target. This issue exists both in the format chosen for Outfit Wars and, more significantly, during alerts on live play. In Outfit Wars, the problem of double teaming has been made more apparent and will continue to be a source of drama in the community. Illander says, for context, Merc are another outfit that are accidentally signed up to begin with. Okay. They accidentally like the game somehow glitched, or accidentally like the leader clicked the wrong button accidentally. The developer response to abuse of the system has been to state potential repercussions that seem overly severe while not actually codifying the rules. We're doubtful on how such rules could reasonably be enforced if they are being enforced consistently. It's fair. The 48-player requirement promotes certain traits for outfits to compete. Our community is not large enough to sustain a competitive team over the length of the season, nor is our attitude suited to the competitive mode offered. We do not intend to recruit to fill out a roster for the sake of the game mode. As well, the consolidation of skill into fewer outfits to field a platoon concerningly represents a hollowing of competition both in Outfit Wars and in live play. We're hopeful that these issues and more can be addressed in a future iteration of Outfit Wars for a fairer, more approachable competitive format. Signed, Lepelos, Namlik Noak, and Warbird. Yeah, that's some of the greatest hits. The outfit dynamics are a problem too that I'm really worried about. People are going to figure out what this mode's about and they're going to bounce off of it, or they're going to whatever. Like, how does this reflect on live play? Are we screwing up what's already good? Illander says, I'm not sure if it was a bug or someone did it without consulting leadership group. Sure. I guess either way. Like, whatever. There needs to be a way for outfits to withdraw and for the bracket to be like kind of fixed. Man, lots of good points. Pretty good take, IMO, says Lizard. Decent write-up. 1v1v1 is shambles, says Sergi Jack. Okay. This indiscriminate just guy, again, weighing in. He has such high-quality comments in the other thread. Let's see what he has to say here. Kudos to you for having the integrity for participating in your present match, even though you don't seem like you want to. To abandon it all of a sudden would be unsporting. By offering notice of your intent to not participate in the future, you give a window for changes to be made in response to your decision. You have the right to not participate if you choose not to, and you've respectfully listed your reasons for your decision. I respect that. I completely agree that the current format is a huge source of drama and strife for the community. A community that has far too much of both of those things already. Even those outfits not participating in Outfit Wars feel the impact of the competition. The many highly coordinated outfits fighting off in Desolation take their skills, leadership, coordination, and outfit resources out of the main sandbox, leaving far less of those players that remain. Yeah, Friday night primetime. Is that still a thing now with Outfit Wars? This weekend on Emerald, there were enough people playing the game in the primetime hours that 3 continents were unlocked. However, with so many people off on Desolation, they never filled up properly. 2 of those continents had lopsided population counts while the third was full, resulting in a grueling slog at a severe population imbalance for those unable to get the full continent. This really wasn't a desirable gameplay experience during the busiest hours of the busiest days and has created a poor gameplay experience for those players not participating in Outfit Wars. If the current format is iterated on to allow more players in outfit participation, this will only get worse. Without mechanisms in place to balance drastically underpopulated factions or something to provide those not participating in Outfit Wars with an enjoyable planet-side experience, I fear the competition will ultimately do more harm than good for the gaming community, even if the format of Outfit Wars is changed to remove the potential for politicking and kingmaking. Indiscriminate just, consistently high-quality takes. Rapid Relief says this is true. It's fairly barren. This is painting a grim fucking picture to me, and I don't like it. I want Outfit Wars to succeed, not because I think it's insanely good or anything, but because I just want PlanetSide to grow, man. Illander says, so basically it included the outfits on Desolation as part of the population to open 3 continents. That's probably a problem that can be fixed, right? Just don't include Desolation players. But even if they do fix that problem, like it's exciting to fight during prime time. Are we just taking prime time out of the live server and putting it into Outfit Wars? Is that actually a net improvement on PlanetSide? I'm starting to not believe so. Like, I'm highly sympathetic to how difficult it is to make video games, and I'm highly sympathetic to the unknown requirements placed on our developers that resulted in Outfit Wars and the iteration that we have it in. In fact, the PlanetSide is just a hard game to design for. But this is serious. And a lot of good points are being raised that this doesn't serve the people who want a rigorous competition. It doesn't serve the casual players who just like primetime alerts. It's not going to be enjoyable. Like, it's created a 2v1 meta that people are participating in despite the threat of repercussions that so far have not yet come down the pike. So what can happen here? Well, maybe Rel makes good on his threats. And maybe his outfits are booted the fuck out of Outfit Wars. Maybe some people get banned. I am worried right now that if RPG steps in and starts punishing people for this stuff, they're going to be creating an even bigger problem by punishing people for engaging unfaithfully in a game mode that is not working. It is fun to play. Outfit Wars is fun to play, but this is not working. How do we make it work? It should be Saturday, Sunday instead. Keep Friday holy. Rapid, I like that idea. Friday is a holy PlanetSide day. All this drama, man. I gotta jump back in. I just quit World of Warcraft, so I have plenty of time now to play games like PlanetSide. I'm feeling that itch once again. At the end of the day, I've really enjoyed all my matches, and so have my squad mates as Rapid. Yeah. Who are you playing with, Rapid? Just curious. GSLD. Right. Yeah, that connection rings a bell. The one Outfit Wars I was sort of involved in peripherally when I was playing with B-Way in Outfit Wars Cycle 1. I was benched for the Outfit War. I didn't get to fight you guys, but I was cheering from the sidelines. Illinois, they can't punish people until they clearly explain what the rules people are breaking. Yeah, like, at this point, the abuse is so widespread that it doesn't require individual responses, I think. It requires a systematic response. Because if you come down on people, at this point, even though people are behaving badly and you are perhaps right to do so, it sends the wrong message to the community. It sends a message to the community that what you want goes, and you don't care what the community thinks. That's what people will hear. And that can't happen. That sucks. I think Rel is probably aware of this. I'm sure they're trying to figure out what the heck to do. I'm sure it's insanely frustrating because I know they worked hard on this. Is it a cursed design? Can it be fixed by just ripping up the map and putting in something 1v1? I'm not answering questions here. I'm just asking. I feel pretty useless, but this is damning. Illinois, they are shooting themselves in the foot with their unspoken take. Need to be hard and clear so everyone knows where we stand. I mean, I think there's even grounds to just cancel it. Like, cancel the rest of the alpha test and say we're pulling it back. But they've done this already. They're pulling it back, and they're going to come back with like a super clear set of expectations. I would like to see big changes too. in some ways, I think that this situation is underlining the implied reluctance to create PlanetSide outside the sandbox that has always been, I think, in the room when talking about PlanetSide and what it can be. Splitting the player base, dividing people, not being clear about what to look for. People used to creating their own fun, put in a situation where creating their own fun is wrong. There's an opportunity to make something that's literally clearly different. Rapid says, I run PlanetSide Open Games POG out of the Jaeger event server, something we really focused on in the rule set to ensure the games remain fun. You have to clearly define things in a game as large as PlanetSide. Cylinder, exactly. Otherwise, people take their own interpretations from the live sandbox. Yeah. This is something that I was saying earlier. I'm super excited about. Like, the missed opportunity with something like Outfit Wars, to my mind, is there's a chance to create something that actually gives the ability to shine a light on the different, interesting, and useful ways to play PlanetSide with a competitive mode. If you narrow the competitive mode to something, and it doesn't have to be infantry versus infantry, it can be many different things. It can be a vehicle versus vehicle, like Thunderdome type thing. You know, tanks versus prowlers versus mag riders in a Thunderdome. It can be, Battle of the Max Crash. That sounds fucking terrible. But my point is, by taking an instance of PlanetSide and making it be more sandbox, you're leaving the chance to actually narrow it down and make it so that when you actually show this to people, you can tell a player story. You can show off this guy is the best whatever in his outfit and give him a competition to shine in. This person's the best air-to-air pilot in his outfit. Give him a chance to shine in a different competition. That's what actually is I feel like an untapped potential of PlanetSide is to surface all these different ways to play and tell the player stories of people who have dedicated themselves to that. And maybe that can be a sandbox thing. Maybe it doesn't have to be, an instance game mode. But I see so much potential. Like, what if they put out a new continent, right? And at the center of the new continent is an arena base. And this arena base is some kind of staged competition that happens when an alert is called. And like you go 1v1 against people and like a round robin, and whoever comes out at the top, it's like the winner, and their faction gets a bastion or something. I don't know. Like, that would be gamed too, of course. Send us your best champion. Yes. Like, lean into the drama, but find a way to let people show off. I don't know, man. My confidence in Outfit Wars has never been lower than it is today. Let's look at this video called A Cyrious Response. This is from Commander Spock. Y'all see this?
Welcome, Araxians.
Is this a good video,
We've got lots
Rapid?
to talk about, and in the background there'll be some PlanetSide gameplay. The Pigs R18 recursion match seems to be on everyone's mind, no doubt because of the ceasefire agreement between Pigs and R18 to beat recursion. The devs have posted their response letter, outlining that these ceasefire agreements are not acceptable, and Reddit has been ablaze lately with discussion on this topic. For those who aren't familiar with what happened, I'll play a clip right here.
Transition really weirdly. Keep a low profile inside the building, you know what I mean? Like, don't be.
Rasp there. Right on, Sulfur. Okay, this is a little bit blatant here, NC. Pale Tiger. Like, I mean, I can understand if you like.
It's like the fourth time we've seen this clip on the stream. I think.
TRNC, but are in the same Discord. I don't know there, you know.
And recently, Cyrious put out a video on his perspective on this. It's a great video, and I encourage you to watch that first before we delve into this discussion.
Check.
The community has responded in a lot of different ways to the drama, and his is a particularly apt response. Double teaming as an incidental strategy of the game is absolutely different from making agreements to do so before the round, but I'll play a relevant portion here.
My last words will be this, guys. For it to work in a cutthroat battle, that's a 1v1v1, everyone has to want to win. That doesn't mean there's not going to be double teaming. Double teaming is going to be part of the strategy to win those matches. Double teaming is going to be part of the strategy to get the most points in the overall standings. But there is a very clear, definitive line between playing for the win, that includes double teaming, and premeditating collusion before a match. Every imbalance in PlanetSide can be countered by playing to win. If one faction has more population, no problem. Play to win, and they'll end up getting double teamed till it's even. If one faction has more skill, no problem. Play to win, they'll end up getting double teamed till it's even. If one faction is super low pop, still no problem. Play to win, they won't get focused as much, and they will have a shot at winning on every match.
Now, what I want to focus in on here is the discussion of playing to win. From Cyrious' perspective, R18 and Pigs weren't playing to win. They were playing to make Recursion lose. You can chalk that up to Pale Tiger's hate vendetta, but I think there's a larger issue here that's being missed in this video. Just saying, if everyone played to win, there wouldn't be this problem. That's not enough, because R18 and Pigs were playing to win.
Just gonna pause there. It's a good point. Rapid saying, here's the thing, if there isn't any effort put in, like in the first outfit war, you have nothing to lose. It's not only about playing to win, but also playing to not lose your investment. Like the Outfit Wars 1 time investment. Yeah, Outfit Wars 1 had that horrendous live server qualification, right? Like there were guys in B-Way who I watched put in like 72 hours of PlanetSide in like a 5-6 day period to do that. I could see if you had done that, you would not treat the matches like a meme. So maybe that's a trick. Maybe in order to get in, you have to prove yourself that you're serious. Maybe there is merit in some kind of a live qualification. That's a very good point, Rapid. I think that's a useful way of looking at it. I don't know if it's the best way, but there's certainly something to be learned there. It was awful, but the resulting match quality was really good. True. Big true. So can you get that without putting people through hell? Think about that while we continue to watch.
The only way they thought they could win. Collusion. As the R18 motto puts it, bring more dudes.
Bring more dudes.
To be clear, I don't think Cyrious is saying that everyone playing to win automatically solves the problem. He said in his video that he's going to be putting out another video addressing this topic soon, probably with some interesting suggestions to shake things up and improve Outfit Wars. I also think Cyrious is right to point to live and say, we shouldn't be surprised. This happens all the time on Connery. There is one major difference though, and that is power disparities. On live, if you can't win with organization, or strategy and tactics as a subset of organization, and you can't win with IVI skill, then you can always, say it with me, bring more dudes. In CIK, communication is key. We pride ourselves on our squad cohesion, organization, and team play. And we can often win despite underpop, but sometimes there's nothing you can do against an overwhelming force. But on Desolation, if you have 48 versus 48 versus 48, which is the best case scenario, you're maxed out on pop. You can't bring more dudes. So if you have Recursion with an organization advantage, and an even larger IVI skill advantage, and you have the same number of guys, there's really nothing you can do. Even if Recursion has half the pop of the other two outfits combined, Recursion can still win if their IVI and organization advantage is much larger or wielded much better, which is what they did in the first round against R18 and Pigs. And so I'm empathetic towards those players who are frustrated with how Outfit Wars' alpha cycle has turned out. Playing to win is a great principle that does make this game work. But what happens when outfits perceive the only way to win is by colluding? Then the game breaks.
Ilner says the difference with the first two alphas was that there was only one match and more of a community special event feel than a competitive thing to be taken seriously. Yeah, like an exhibition, totally. Issues like double teaming and server politics weren't as big of a problem in this setting. If you're repeatedly encountering these issues every week, it becomes a major problem that players get jaded from. Yeah, it's true. Like, the more often people play, the more quickly a meta can emerge. Like, the easier it is to access, and the more you play, the more a meta can emerge. Like, the old way it was presented, metas were impossible to emerge because people didn't get enough time on Desolation. But one of the stated goals Rel had for this iteration of Outfit Wars was to give people more access to it, which I think makes sense. And it's okay for metas to emerge. Like, the thing we know about metas is that they will emerge over time eventually. It's a question of when, not if. Rapid says, need to find a nice middle ground, you guess. Yeah, for the qualifications. The enlistment fee that you pay is weak attempt at a price to pay. Yeah, it's kind of a token, right? Construction has exploded in popularity for Outfit Wars. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I guess it's good to see parts of the game that are get dusted off. I'm thinking this guy's vibe. Let's keep going. Highlander, I placed my first ever construction item thanks to Outfit Wars. Yeah, I actually did the same thing last year. I can't wait to break that meta this week. Took me 30 seconds to work. You needed to press E. You see, like, there is good stuff going here. How do we keep the good and leave the bad, though? Let's see what he has to say.
Obviously, colluding isn't the answer, nor is it the only way to win. For example, CIK and Connery in the second Outfit Wars season went up against OO, and we lost. It was a tough fight, but Recursion routed us, and it was a turning point for our outfit direction. We realized we needed to improve. We can't just rely on organization, we need to improve our skill. So we decided to do weekly scrims, which we host using Jaeger accounts. We decided to do 1v1 trainings for new players
High
and
effort.
veterans.
Hell yeah.
We moved to TeamSpeak for better comms, and we run sweaty squads. So we've worked on narrowing that skill gap.
Same here.
In the background here, you'll see some footage of those scrims. CIK has done this, so have Gods, Rally, Asti, and many other midfits. That is one answer. Narrowing the organization and skill gap through continuous training and improvement. But this isn't a solution for everyone. We cannot expect this level of dedication of casual players who don't care about KD, they just want to have fun with their mates. R18 and Pigs could do more trainings to narrow that gap, but by the very nature of the size of their outfit and the kind of players they accept, this is much harder to do. Nor is it something they should feel forced to do in order to have fun in Outfit Wars. So the question remains, can uber casual and uber competitive outfits both play on Outfit Wars together and still have fun?
Yeah. Can they? Love the sidearm kill. Potato mode to the max here. Love it. Oh yeah, this is Jaeger. Look at those account names.
Here's my proposed solution. Non-random matchmaking. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking, what? What are you even talking about? But bear with me. Matchmaking could work off a challenge and consent system where when enrolling in Outfit Wars, outfits would list the outfits that they want to match against. This would work as a colloquially throwing down the gauntlet, where the opposing faction could either accept or reject the offer of a match. The devs at Rogue Planet Games would then match outfits who want to be matched to play against each other in the same 1v1v1 format. Would this be less fun? Maybe. There would certainly be less drama.
What goal does this achieve?
But you know what is fun? Close, hard-fought, down-to-the-wire matches, like the match with Asti versus Stark versus Savvy.
Yeah, okay, better quality matches. But not necessarily people would also abuse it, right?
This was a stunning, exhilarating match, and the match I have most enjoyed watching this season. These are by far the most fun to watch because they are PlanetSide at its finest. In non-random matchmaking, you won't see a lot of lopsided matches. If R18 doesn't have fun facing Recursion, they don't have to. If Pigs wants to face Recursion because Pale Tiger has a vendetta against Recursion and is willing to throw the match to see them lose, Recursion doesn't have to face Pigs. That means teams would only challenge other outfits and accept the challenges from other outfits that they thought would be fun, close, meaningful competitions.
Yeah, well, that's the end.
So basically turn it from a tournament into an exhibition format. I think there's actually like juice to squeeze here. It's not bad. But if you do that, you have to take any kind of rewards out of it, which I think is kind of a fun reduction a little bit. Unless you make it like once a week thing. I don't know. I do like the idea of a sandboxy thing like this being more about the exhibition and less about the competitive integrity, because it's clearly not like a high quality, rigorous competition. Elder, I don't know if you want to read. Oh yeah, Rapid says an easier way to group outfits based on a total side. Total size? Yeah. Zerg fit, misfit, lead fit. Yeah. Question is, how do you do those groupings? Is there someone in charge of maintaining those groupings? Does the community self-select? Is it based on certain numbers that can be gamed? I like the idea in theory. Elder, I don't know if you want to read another one of my comments, but I talked to him about it here. Yeah, I'll have a look at it. Elder, personally, I don't think this would work on my server because no one would want to fight AMXC. Yeah. Yeah. Bro. Yeah, let's have a listen to the rest of this video, and then I'll have a look at your link, Illander.
It would restore the actual perception that you are playing to win. Casual outfits can challenge themselves against difficult opponents, and they can train their members to prepare for it. But if their members just want to have fun, then they don't have to fight Fool or Recursion or Dark or these other guys. In one version of this, you might have no ultimate winner for Outfit Wars anymore. You'd have only individual matches. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can fit non-random matchmaking in with the competitive format. For example, outfits sign up to fight other outfits, and whoever wins the most number of matches in playoffs, they get to play in the final Outfit Wars match of the season in an epic final showdown. That way, outfits are incentivized to accept the challenges of as many outfits as possible, but they are not forced to play matches they don't think would be fun. The last thing I will leave you with is this. Outfit Wars is fundamentally about the community, about generating hype, attention, and coverage to this awesome game as part of a community event. For Outfit Wars to succeed, we need to find a way for both casual and competitive outfits to compete and have fun on the same format. Non-random matchmaking is by no means the only solution, nor is it a perfect one. But in exchange for a slightly less streamlined competitive format, what we get is a true Outfit Wars where we, the players, get to decide what matches we want to have, how we want to play the game.
What weapon is that? The throwing knife.
Let's have a productive discussion in the comments below. What's your opinion on non-random matchmaking? What do you think the devs should do to improve Outfit Wars?
Call to action. Look at this pro YouTuber.
Think this challenge and consent matchmaking
Love it.
system could work? Let's try to get this in front of the devs as much as possible. I also want to remind you that this is a relatively new channel, so if you like the discussion and
All
the
right.
gameplay here,
Throw us man a
feel
like and
free
a
to
sub.
leave a like and subscribe.
I need to be
Your
better about
support
doing that.
is much appreciated.
There you go,
If you
buddy.
want to stick around, the remainder of this video is an
I'll go
epic
through and
last
sub to
stand
all the other
on
videos that
Blue
I
ASE. This is
platform
Commander
too.
Spock, signing off.
I love these bands.
Let's move to Exxon Motorpool.
Amaterasu. Okay, I've heard that name before.
Pushing in, bridge 2. Bridge 2 is bridge.
Copy that, guys.
This is more gameplay. Yeah. Okay. Good shit. Rapid says devs can call the number maybe 100 to 500 for mid fits. Below would be lead fit, above would be Zerg fit. Only put the best winning rewards for the lead fits, so they're incentivized to play in the top bracket. Appliance side boomer D confused by these young and weapons. That's true. It's true. Back in my day, there was no aiming down sights. The Pulsar, you just held it on the hip and you shot from the battlements. And every single base had the same layout, which made it very easy for my boomer brain to know where to go. Now, every base is different. Impossible. All right. I promise we're going to look at that link, so let's do so. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a good comment thread. I actually had the link over here for it. And you're... Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, here you are again. Good video. Laid out your argument very well. Hope to see more of these types of videos. Blah, blah, blah. Good stuff. The core of a good match in Desolation mostly comes down to balanced mindset rather than balanced skill or coordination. If you have 3 outfits with a similar mindset, it can still be an entertaining match to compete in and watch even if there's a skill disparity between them. It's also clear that there's correlation between skill and mindset. Outfits with a higher skill level tend to share a similar mindset to other high skill outfits, while lower skill outfits share a similar mindset with other lower skill outfits. You think it's clear that some form of matchmaking to separate these two types lead to more fun and competitive matches for all. However, I'm not sure whether your implementation would work on all servers. On SolTech, there's an outfit that's stronger than Recursion on Connery. I can't think of many outfits on NC or TR who would willingly sign up to fight them, and this would leave them with the prospect of having fewer or no matches. I think an automated system based on live metrics that places outfits into one of 2 tiers would be a better middle ground. Yeah, okay. I have to say, I do like the exhibition idea philosophically. I think it's a better fit for what Outfit Wars is than like a rigorous tournament competition, probably. But what's the carrot if it's an exhibition? And also, what's the implementation? Oh, look at Spock with the reply. It's probably a combo of skill and mindset, as players who have a similar mindset, casual or competitive, will sort themselves into outfits that represent that play style. And skilled players who play together will continue to improve their skill, thus highly skilled players become more concentrated into a few outfits and make this massive skill imbalance. True, true, true. RPG for now has leaned into punitive measures. Well, they say they will, but you hit the nail on the head. We need to restructure matchmaking so that it solves this problem, but rather than forcing outfits to only play against casual outfits or only play against competitive outfits, a challenging consent matchmaking system like I proposed could allow outfits to self-sort into the type of matches they want to compete in. He didn't realize how bad the skill gap was on SolTech, but if that's true, then no other outfit comes close to one you're talking about, then you found a problem. On Connery, there are quite a few midfits who love the challenge of fighting Recursion, so that wouldn't be an issue. But having one outfit prevented from competing because no one wants to fight them kind of breaks it. Not sure what to do there. He could see the potentially exploited, for example, if an outfit is just hated by everyone, they can be boycotted, which would only escalate drama instead of reducing it. Good points, I'll have to think on it. Hopefully the devs will too. SolTech has issues with outfit diversity in general. Maybe it's just our problem and not really relevant to other servers. Well, in SolTech, there are also a few different like cultures and language involved too. Like there are unique challenges on that server in general. Yeah, good shit. Good shit. Yeah, I think that actually makes that the end of this show. Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know there was going to be that much more drama and content to mine about the situation. And I have to say, I am really impressed by the quality of the discussion happening within the community. Like, of course, there's people trolling, people behaving badly, but like the posts I just read, the thoughts that are being shared, the effort people are putting in to make this something is really impressive and gives me heart. Gives me heart. Illander, can't wait for another PlanetSide show next week. Man, if PlanetSide keeps churning out interesting stuff to talk about, I will keep covering it. I love this game, and I love as much as a troll just makes me sound like I do love the drama too. Like, I think there's something really beautiful about a sandbox where there's room for people to behave badly. Because if you can behave badly, that means you can behave well too. You know? Like, behaving well when you're prevented from behaving badly doesn't actually mean anything. It's kind of like being a nice guy. If you're a nice guy, but you've never been given an opportunity to be really mean to someone, to steal money, to bully anybody, like to get away with something easily, then are you really a nice guy? Well, maybe you're just a guy. And the same thing here when it comes to behaving well in gaming communities. So, yeah, I think that, and that's part of the things one of the things that magnetizes me to this game in general. It is more of a mirror of the real world and other games because of that. And it's also just fucking unique. MMO, PvP shooter. No one else is doing it. Rapid, I've been farming the drama. Illander, I'm creating more drama for you for next week. All right. All right, dudes. Well, I'm actually getting hungry and tired, which is a sign it's time for me to sign off. Before I do so, I want to shout out everyone who's been participating in the stream tonight. Rapid and Illander, especially Illander, with the great posts and insights. Rapid for joining us. Who else? Lex earlier on, sharing his totally non-toxic infantry elitist insights. Love you, Lex. And the repairman at the start of the stream for the resub. If you guys like this stuff, like, do all those things you're supposed to do. Follow the stream, like the video on YouTube where it'll show up in a couple days, subscribe to the YouTube. I also have a Patreon. If you want to see your name after the video, you can throw me $5 and I'll throw it on there. And I just love doing this shit, and I am not going to stop. So we'll be back. GG, y'all. Happy fragging out there on Araxis, and I'll catch you next time.